Hello YouTube, it's Sam from Sam's Garden Maintenance. This video today, guys, I want to talk to you about my working season, when it starts and when it ends. I think this video is going to be good, especially if you're first starting out your business. You know, some customers will tell you it's oh no, gardeners they only work March till September and they'll make the millions and they'll be able to have it off. Some customers will be quite happy to have you over winter, and it's up to you and what your business allows really that will determine you know, when your season is or what style of work you do. I suppose if you're just a lawn guy, work obviously will drop off, but for me, I'm what I call general gardener, and I think in most gardens there's always something that could be getting done over the winter months, basically. Always something to do. And now some people, they realise that, some people unfortunately don't. And while it is what it is, when it comes to planning, and the reason I'm saying planning is some people see our work as just such a lowly thing, and you know, it's simple, you go out garden, people give you the money, that's it. Well, I try and run this as a business, and as much of it as a business as you can, and I think you know, try and get into that mentality basically. And what I do is I'll do a business plan at the start of the year. But it's not a business plan, it's basically a plan for the year sort of thing. What I would like to do, what I would like to achieve, what I'd like to sort of earn every month, you know, how many customers I'd like to get, and I'll base that on previous years, because I do try and keep a good tally of all the information I can, and I think that's important really, because otherwise you don't know where you are. You could either think you're doing shit when actually you're doing really good, or you could think you're doing amazing and well, you probably lost customers every year, or you know, your takings are down every year and you might not realise it. So I do try and you know, keep really good records and really good tabs on everything. Now when I first started gardening, as I said, I did it first while I was employed, and then this now is technically my third year of self-employed life. Would I change it? Would I go back to work? No. Would I heck? That is what keeps me motivated, the fact that I don't want to work for somebody again, and basically that's what keeps me on this path. There is hard days, I'm not going to lie, there's hard weeks, but by and large I do really enjoy my job and my work. But my gardening season, you know, when do you pack up, Sam? When do you stop going to customers? Well, the answer is I offer a 12-month service. I tell this to all of my customers. I tell it to my regular customers, because sometimes it slips the mind. I tell this to every single new customer, so as soon as I go and do a quote, I will tell them that I do a 12-month service. Obviously during the summer months, autumn, it'll be what we determine, so you know, if they want once a month or once a week, once every 2 weeks. And then winter time, I stress to them that it'll be one visit a month, and they all agree with it. They'll say yeah, no problem. At the end of the day, they want the garden looking nice. Obviously there is some gardens, you know, where you know when it comes to winter there's not a great deal to do, and they're happy to sort of, you know, take the reins and just get, you know, the littlest things that come up. But I do think by and large there's stuff to be doing at pretty much every garden. And me personally, people sometimes ask customers to like, oh well, why don't you have winter off, or why do you insist on working? And well, it's two prongs. One, it's good for me, keeps me in a job, and two, it's actually good for the garden. I think it's ludicrous the amount of customers I have that they'll pay me all over summer, you know, and they'll have nothing done at all over winter, and it just basically undoes everything. And when you start up again, it's a huge job, basically. Real faff, real bloody ball ache to sort of get on top of everything, and they end up paying more for it. And some have cottoned on to this and they have me over winter, some still haven't, unfortunately. And I think, you know, when I add up how much extra I have to do in the spring, it's easily, if they would have had me once a month, it would work out cheaper for them. So it is swings and roundabouts, unfortunately. But winter time, I always plan for the worst. So when I do my little, you know, business plan in air quotes, winter months I like to earn a certain amount, but it's not much at all, because, as I say, plan for the worst. Anything better than worse, you know, it's a bonus. That's how I see it. I haven't got too much information because obviously last year I was poorly, and the year before was my first year of business, and I've got more customers now, so I'm, you know, theorising, unless I'm in hospital again, that it should be better, but again, planning for the worst. I've got a rough idea on how many customers I've got, and I've got a rough idea on how many possibly will have me over winter. And as I say, it's not as much as I would like it to be, and it's not as much as you know, what I need to sort of thingy. As I said, I'm not going to go, you know, destitute. I'm not at the point where I'm thinking, you know, oh, I've got to look for a job or anything. I have sort of discussed this in other videos, my winter, you know, hustle, my little side gig, gutter clearing, so I won't go too much into it. But yeah, as I said, I offer a year-round service. That's everything. So if somebody wants their grass cutting in the middle of the darkest, deepest winters, then it gets done. And there's certain things I hear bandied about that you shouldn't do, and at the end of the day, if a customer wants it doing, then it gets done, unfortunately. So I have cut grass when there's been you know, snow coming down and it's starting to stick, you know, giving a clear day, and it just starts bucketing that you've got to get it done. I have cut grass when it has been a extremely hard frost, as in it's that hard, the mower is hard to start, because whether it's the oil or what, I don't know, but it's really hard to start. And that's not my choice too much, that's basically what the customer said. And I've got one customer that I go to pretty much twice a month over winter, and she just wants a garden keeping on top of. She's got trees all the way around, so obviously leaves need collecting up, and she even has the grass cut. And yes, it doesn't grow much in those 2 weeks, but she likes it striped. She's spent a hell of a lot of money on that garden. She's the sort of person that every time you go, there's always a couple of extra plants outside and they need potting up. And she absolutely loves the garden. It's a pride and joy. Her house is her pride and joy. She loves it, and she just wants everything looking nice. And she's even said it herself that she doesn't see the point in me not being there over winter, because it undoes everything that I do, and she's sitting looking at a mess. She doesn't want it. So, as I said, I work all year round. Yes, you know, traditionally first year it was about 75% to 80% of the customers dropped off. Luckily, I was actually very lucky, because I actually helped one of my gardening customers. She actually asked me to help her move house over winter, so I had a couple of months indoors. Okay, a couple of weeks were spent in the loft emptying it, and that is a whole other story in itself. Those 2 months helping somebody move house, but we got it done, and it was money, and it was nice. It was indoors, you know, couldn't complain at all. But as I said, Operation Winter Hustle is well and truly underway, and you know, don't let people say that you can't work over winter. You can. You've just got to plan for it. And you know, if you are in the position where you've just started out gardening, and you know, you're just doing one thing, grass cutting, or I don't know, tree work. I suppose tree work and edge cutting. There's always, you know, year-round sort of need for it. But I'd always sort of look at doing a little bit of a side hustle, side gig, and see how you get on. So I'll leave it there, and as usual, have a good day, guys, and keep on gardening.